Hey, my name is Joel, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you all about this heavy-duty dual bike. That's right, two-bike e-bike carrier. You can use regular bikes or e-bikes, but this has a capacity of 85 pounds per bike, up to 170 pounds total from StudTrex. I've been really impressed with all the features it comes with, like a heavy-duty ramp that helps you roll them up there, these nice ratcheting tie-downs, even these really cool adjustable and lockable arms. So stay tuned, we're going to go through all the features and I'll give you my honest opinion on how it works and whether it's a good buy for you. So to get things started, you'll just need to carefully pick up the bike rack with two hands and place the 2-inch post inside the 2-inch receiver on your vehicle like this. And they provide you with a really nice locking hitch pin here. You'll see it's got a weather cover for the keyhole and everything, but basically you take your set of keys here, you place it in the end, and this will pop out. Then this simply disconnects. You'll see that's what locks together. Put that on your hitch. And the best part is you don't have to turn this key when you're in. All you have to do is put this pin back together, take your key out, and depress this button, and you're locked in. That's so much better than other locking hitch pins that I've used in the past. They also provide this anti-rattle attachment that goes over top of your hitch and then down below here to keep everything from moving. All you do is take these bolts off here along with the washers. Place this over your hitch. Place this under your hitch here like that, and it attaches everything so it won't wobble. Now we've got it all finger tight. We want to make sure this is all the way up against here. Finger tight. And just use a 19 millimeter wrench or deep well socket to snub those up. Nice and tight. And the ramp attaches to the center section through those holes and these bolts with wing nuts. All you do is set it down here, line up your bolts, and tighten these wing nuts on the bottom. All right, so before we put any bikes on the rack, let's go through the features that make it so great. I think this is really one of the best made bike racks I've tested out this year. You have your ramp, of course, right down here in the middle. It is bolted to the main section of the rack with these two bolts, one here, one here. There are wing nuts underneath, really easy to get off, and this is heavy duty material, really gonna help you get your heavy bikes up here. On each side, you have these tire mounts for your bike with these ratcheting straps. So they've got a catch right here and a strap, and all you do is stick it in and pull tight. It's even got a protector for your rims on each one. One side has more of a bucket like this that holds everything in place, and then it kind of sets on the other side, and you can move this just manually. They're a little tight in there, but you can move them, and then once you have them on there for your bike, you know where they go. So that's a really good feature. I like the way these arms move. They've got kind of this ratchet down here that expands and kind of clicks in with a spring, and when they're all the way down, they just lay up against the frame. You don't have to worry about them falling on the ground, so that's nice. Then when you need them, pull them back up. And then this arm here, this is an auto-locking arm for your bike. This comes down on the frame of the bike. It's always locked, which at first I thought was kind of annoying, but it's really secure. You can't press this button without one of your keys in here. So you put your key in, turn it, there you go, turn it up. Then you have to loosen this safety bolt here, loose, and you can press and move this up and down wherever you want it. So you can move it high, bring your bike on, bring it down onto the frame of your bike. This is the frame of your bike right here, and this is padded and soft. It's not going to damage your frame. You can see it's got these sections here to click into. Then when you're done, all you do is turn your key, take it out. That can't be pressed, it can't go anywhere. And you just tighten your safety bolt here and you're tight. So it's a really good fit. You've got another arm on the back side for your second bike. It just lays down the same way. And right here in the middle, you have the controls for all of your rack adjustments. This rack can go all the way up and fold up against your truck, or it can fold down if you need to get something, in my case, out of the tailgate with bikes on here. So all you do is remove this pin, and then you would come over here and press this button. Pull this latch down, and it moves these teeth right here. These teeth in and out. And it allows you to bring the rack down, take the rack up, and they go into these slots. See, we've got them in the middle slot now. There's a top slot, and then of course no slot for the bottom, but it just allows them to fall down lower so you can get into your hatch or your trunk. And now it's time to put a few bikes on this rack to show you just how easy it is. I'm really impressed with the design that this rack has. I like bike racks that have ramps on them, especially for these heavier bikes. So let's start out by getting this ramp out from underneath here. Now, you do have to reach underneath and grab these wing nuts that are down below. It's just a bolt and a wing nut, no big deal right here. I was a little worried that this would get obnoxious, but it's a really quick and easy operation. There are two of these, one on each side. So what I found to be best is you reach under, you take the wing nut off. You don't have to turn it that many times. Then you take your ramp and you set it aside. Now there are these little tabs on the side. I can go ahead and put it right here on this and just set it there. Then I'm gonna just quickly put my bolts with my wing nuts right back in the middle, because the last thing you wanna do is lose these bolts. I'm not gonna tighten them because that rack has to go back on here, or that ramp has to go back on here before we do anything with the rack. So they're there for safekeeping, and if you do what I just did, it's very easy to lose them. So make sure you stick them on there good. There we go. Now they're in there just while we're loading up our bikes. So I put the ramp right here, but what you really want to do is, if you're loading two bikes, you want to load the back bike first. So this is my back rack, and you'll see you can just take these arms, pull them up. You don't need to do anything. It's got that cool mechanism that we saw, ups, down, all the way. So what we're going to do first is get our key out. We're going to place our key in here, turn it, loosen, and come all the way up as high as we can go. That way, when we're bringing our bike on, this is as high as it needs to be. Then we can adjust it to where it needs to go to hit the center rail of that bike. Then we're also going to take each one of our straps and undo them so that our bike can just kind of roll up there. So we have our ramp in place. We've got our straps off. We've got our handrail ready. I'm just gonna push it kind of back here for now. And yeah, now we can go ahead and bring our bike up. And this bike is a heavy one. This bike weighs right at the 85-pound limit. So I'm gonna get it up here. I'm gonna center it up on my ramp, and then I'm gonna finish pushing it up all the way. And you do kind of have to navigate just staying right on that center rail. Then when you get to the end, you actually have to lift it up over. That's the only thing that I don't like, is you have to lift it up over, and with these bigger bikes, that can get heavy. So now we're all the way up. The next thing you want to do is bring your centerpiece down and let it lock you into place. So we're going to bring that down here, locks us in, and I'm just going to set that for the time being right there. So now our bike can't go anywhere. We have the freedom to go ahead and get our straps on, just kind of watching everything, making sure it's all good. We can pull our tabs tight, watching our spokes. You always want to watch on spoked wheels. Nice and tight there. And we're going to come back here, and I'm going to take the ramp off just for a minute to show you that we actually need to adjust this to our wheel a little bit. So we'll go ahead, pull this back so it's centered on our wheel. See that now? And once you do this for a bike, you don't need to adjust it every time. It'll just stay there. And we pull tight, and we are locked in. Now, the important part, now that you're locked in on your wheels and your center, is you want to go ahead and loosen this nut, and you want to pull down as hard as you can on the center bar. There you go. Give it one last click, then turn your key and take it out so it can't move. Locked in there, locking our nub, our hub nut, I should say. And this big e-bike is locked in there. I love that. So this is the hardest one to do, and it's already locked in. You can kind of see, no big deal. We got our pedals, just orient them down. Now we can bring our second bike in. So we'll go ahead and take our ramp over to this side, place it in the groove, pull our bar up, put our key in, and you see I've only done this like twice. So this is not hard to do. This is really easy to learn. It's a small learning curve. So here we go. We're gonna take our straps off on both sides. There we go. And now this is my light bike. It's carbon fiber. It only weighs about 40 pounds, but it's got thinner tires. So I just need to watch that it doesn't hit anything. And that's the nice part about that center piece there. If you do come off just a little bit, it'll help you line back up. Here we go. In. Gonna bring our centered bar to the middle. Let's go down a little bit. There we go. And then we can lock it in place right there, just for the time being, just for a second. Now we can come around, get our straps on. There we go, nice and tight. Around back. This wheel is already where it needs to be on this. And so if you have a smaller tire bike, you can go in these side sections here. You don't have to go around the top. That way you can be tighter on your wheel. See underneath there? That's nice. So we can get a nice tight fit on our wheel. Adjust our spokes right in the middle and pull down. Completely tight. Then all we're gonna do, loosen this nut, pull down hard. Yep, we're all the way in. We're gonna turn that key, lock it out, and tighten our safety nut. Take the ramp away, and we got two loaded bikes. Took us just a few minutes. I think the most awkward part is the way they have these tire holders here. I checked this several times. It felt intuitive that this big curve would go on the other side, but that's not the way they designed it. So you kind of have to lift your bike over this curve, which you saw for the heavier bike was a little more difficult. But once they're on there, it's really a sturdy bike rack. It's got that nice anti-rattle section on the back, and you know your ramp will integrate right back into the middle there. But overall, really easy to learn, really easy to load. Now you should be able to take this rack and lower it just a little bit lower while there are bikes on here so that I could open my tailgate or something. But the problem I've run into is that this pin is locked in here when there are bikes on. I'm not sure if they really designed it to be done with bikes, but I've seen other racks that were, so I assumed it was. But while this pin is in and there's pressure on it with bikes, you have to relieve the pressure by lifting up on the rack, which you just can't do. Not safely anyway. I just can't get enough pressure off of the rack to get this pin out. So if that's a feature they intended for us to be able to use while bikes were on the rack, you just can't do it, so don't count on it. You would really need to lift out here to take the pressure off the pin, and you can kind of see the pin move when I lift it up out here. So maybe if you had some help with that, you could actually do it, but couldn't do it with one person safely. Some of the things I really like about this rack are these adjustable arms. I love that you don't have to loosen anything, that this little clicking clip just lets them move, and the fact that you really can't leave this unlocked because you have to lock these clamps every time you remove this key to basically keep them in place so no one can take the clamps off and steal your bikes. It's pretty much like having a built-in lock. This will not move without the key inserted. So that's really important if you ask me, because everybody's forgotten to lock down a bike and had something bad happen in the past, so that will prevent it. Overall, it's got some really nice features like the tilt, the lock, the ramps, the arms, and I think it's a really good buy if you're looking for something to carry around heavier bikes but make it easier to load. All right, so that's my review of the StudTrex 2-bike e-bike rack. It's got a high capacity, it's got a ramp, it's got all the things that you would need. Are there a few things I would change about it? Absolutely. I wish the ramp was a little more gentle in its slope, so a little bit longer. I wish that there was a way to pull that pin more easily so you could tilt these bikes back while there were bikes on the rack. I think that would be helpful. But other than that, the mounting mechanisms in the middle, these straps on the side are really adjustable and versatile. I like the way it all locks down. I like the quality of the build. I think you're going to be really happy with it. And I think if you're carrying around multiple heavier bikes, this is a great option for you to look into. So if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. My name is Joel, and I'll see you in the next review.